All right, better late than never. It is time to rise and thrive. I'm Tricia Turner. We've missed a couple of weeks, you guys. We're normally here every Monday, 12 p.m. ish Central Standard Time, bringing you positivity about faith, family, finances, and fitness. But Memorial Weekend was into play, and so we were missing on that one. And then I think something else happened, but we're here today, and I've got Paul and Amy on with me today. Hello, you guys.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm excited, y'all. It's June 1. So, this is the craziest thing mid-year. Like, where are we at mid-year? What do you hear that like ticking? Did y'all
Yes.
hear that?
Yes.
I didn't hear it.
It's
Do
your
you hear it, Amy?
microphone.
Is it your microphone?
I think it's your microphone.
Why?
Turn the gain down just a little bit.
Turn the game down?
The gain on your microphone.
Okay. Is that better?
No. Let me go. Y'all keep going. I'm gonna come over there and fix it.
I've had some serious technology problems today. Amy, you don't hear it though, right?
No.
Wonder if only we're hearing it, Paul.
I hear it. Do you guys hear
You're
it
in
out
the
there in
same
TV world?
location as I am. What?
Do everybody in TV world hear it?
No. Amy, like, you want to hear a crazy statistic that I heard, and let's see what you think about this. 60% of in the real estate world, 60% of your income and your closings will be done in the second half of the year. What say you?
60% of my income will come from the second half of the year.
Income and closings. Yep.
I would say nothing would surprise me at this point. This year has been like a complete shock. Like every turn, I try to anticipate it, and it just surprises me. So I actually put a house on the market, I think 2 weeks ago. I've missed the show now for 2 weeks because of your various reasons. And I thought this house will take 4 to 6 months to sell. I was predicting it. It was going to be a beast, right? We had multiple offers in 24 hours. And I'm like, what in the world? And it's the house, it wasn't turnkey. It had broken tile. It had dead rats. It was a hot mess, but it wasn't even priced low enough where an investor would snatch it. It honestly was just people wanted the experience of having a backyard with a slide and a possible income property. And they did not care that it really needed some TLC. So it just, and it's closing in 3 weeks. So it just shocks me. On the other hand, I took a buyer out this weekend and I thought, well, we've looked at so many ugly homes and they were just really frustrated. And then we went to look at one home at the lake on Saturday, 850,000. And within minutes, they were like, let's write up a full price offer. So I just am like in shock with this market. I don't even understand it at all. Just when I think I can predict it, it just like doesn't 180.
When I heard the stat about 60% of the closings, I was like, I'm down with that. In my world, that does fall in line because, of course, we're a listing heavy team and always have been. So January and February are usually two of our slowest months because no one's really buying listings in January. But with the market like it is and a lot of listings just sitting, it's like if 60% of the closings are going to come in the second half of the year, I'm down with that. But it also shows that you have to hustle. Like, we're not just like, it isn't anything near COVID. We're going to be out there like doing things. People, it's taking longer to get something to the finish line than it normally does.
Absolutely.
Are you feeling that same thing?
For the most part, yes, except for a few of these anomalies. But yes, for the most part, it's wildly frustrating because I have people saying, you know what, Amy, the listing, it's just what we need. It's perfect. But I'm moving from Midland and I now have to fly here again. And I'm thinking about it. It's just always like this big question mark. So people are definitely, I feel like slow playing. I feel like it's February vibes.
You know what's crazy? We have several listings that are amazing. They're priced right. They're amazing. Everything's wonderful about them. And we have showing requests coming, which is shocking because a lot of listings don't even get showing requests. But buyers are canceling for the craziest reasons whatsoever, like not even entering the home, but canceling the showing because they don't like the street that it's that outside the neighborhood. I don't like that street that I had to drive in on, so I don't even want to see the house. I'm not even going to enter the house. Like what? I had one cancel yesterday because there was a cat in the house. The homeowner had a cat, and they were allergic to cats. So they're like, you know what? We don't even want to come in and see the house. I'm like, this house is a unique opportunity. Like what? Random cancel, and the sellers are like, we just had another cancellation, and they didn't even enter the house. They drove up and canceled, and it's a beautiful house. And I'm not just saying that because it's our listing. It's a beautiful luxury listing. That's my world.
Bizarre.
It's so bizarre. I told them this morning on our Rise and Thrive community, I was like, all right, it's June 1st, you guys. It's your second half of the year starts now. How you finish this year starts now. Like you should have already been planning for this. You need to be, if you have a lot in your pipeline, that's a wonderful thing because it's like there's a big gap between the haves and the have-nots. The have-nots are really, really struggling. And in fact, the data is showing that a lot of the have-nots are starting to leave the industry because it's like, okay, this is another year of your transactions. This is another year of me having to go work my face off, no possible income. And then the haves are the ones selling because we know what we're supposed to be doing. So we're going to be out there just hustling. I am wondering, like, the great divide, and you see it like with wealth as well in the real estate world, the great divide that we're seeing now of the 84% of the agents that don't transact versus the 16% that are. Do you think that gap will get bigger, or will we just start taking even more transactions? What's your thoughts?
I think it's going to get bigger because this downturn that we've had since June of 22 has lasted for such an exhausting time. And a lot of people don't have reserves, and a lot of people do live paycheck to paycheck, or they get a good real estate check and they live on it for 3 or 4 months, and they're not constantly lead generating and pivoting and being creative. And those are the people that will always struggle. They'll also jump ship and go, okay, I'm going to go to a full-time job and still keep my license, but not really active, just, like that 86%.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? When you look at, and I did a podcast last week with my friend John, and he's in Oklahoma, but he's around all the heavy hitters. He's like, he was in the EXP world where we came from. And so good friends. And he said, the word that he's heard over and over from the teams that he works with, the people that he coaches for this market is weird. Like it just doesn't make sense. And just like you said, like, when you think you have something figured out, you do not. And there's like no reason for it. Like it's just weird. And what's even worse is that sellers, they don't do this for a living. So they don't really understand like why isn't their home selling? I don't know. Because they say, of course, that price, if you price any home right, it will sell. I don't know about that. Like there's a lot of the homes on the market, some of ours even, that they are priced like way under market, but still no one comes.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And I think that the people that are diversified and that aren't depending on just one thing for their book of business, those are going to be the survivors.
Yeah.
You have to have diversity in your business, and you have to have creativity and open-mindedness to try new things and to pivot. And I mean, if you're not pivoting, if you're not trying new things, if you're not listening to the people that are actually being successful, those are the people that are going to be failures.
How are you seeing, and you guys that are listening and paying attention, like Amy and I have been in the real estate space for a quick minute, and we have been in traditional brokerages. We have been in the cloud-based world. We are with Realty of America. So we're helping grow that company because we're only 2 years now. It's a brand new company. And Amy's in the Woodlands market and then the West Houston market. Paul and I run our part of Realty of America together. Amy, on your side of the world, in your side of the world, are you seeing people in financial trouble? Are you seeing signs of pre-foreclosure, short sales? What is that looking like?
Oh, absolutely. There are so many people that are struggling, and the list keeps growing longer. And I have people reaching out to me saying, "Oh, my cousin has to sell. Oh, we bought it 2 years ago. We were a two-income family. Now we're a one-income family with another kid on the way. We have to sell." So there are so many fire sales. I have people that are struggling to pay rent. So then I'm getting calls from my investors going, "You know what? Let's just get rid of this house." And so right now I have two new listings. Investor, she got cancer, and she's like, "You know what? I don't want to deal with any of it. Just fire drill, like just fire sale." So she's fire drilling me, and I'm fire selling the house. And I'm like, okay, it's what we have to do. And people are still just not buying it, even though it's priced under market. So it's the Wild West. I don't even know how to describe it other than there's no consistency right now. And really, I can have multiple offers on one and one that's priced under market and not get a single offer.
Are you seeing any of your people or people that you're in contact with that are in situations like that where they're like, well, I need to sell because of this, this, and this, and then you run the numbers and unfortunately they cannot sell? Are you seeing that?
Yes, actually, the lady that I have two properties listed for, she had four, but two of them were underperforming. And when I ran the ARV, um, based on current comps, even if she put some money into it, she was still so upside down. She's like, I guess I'm going to have to just deal with that for the next year or two until the market turns. So there's been even some of our new builds. I see builders dropping their prices by 100 grand. It's the Wild West. So I was doing an analysis to try to figure out there are homes selling, right? So there's got to be a pattern. So I was analyzing it this morning, and up here in the north in Montgomery County, on the west side of 45 was my analysis. And I did an analysis of new builds that were built one story with a pool and then one story without a pool. And do you know, one story with a pool, I would say average about 80% selling. And then without a pool, it was more like 40% selling.
That's insane.
So they had twice as much chance of selling if it was with a pool. And so I actually ran this analysis and sent it to my son because, we own a building company. And I was like, we have to pay attention to things in such a different way now. It's like over analyzing, breaking it down. It's not just like, oh, give me a comp within, or a CMA within the half mile or the mile. No, it's like, no, let's look at this sector and let's look a little bigger, like an appraiser would, and really analyze it. And it's changed so much in the past 6 months.
It's crazy. Hi, Paul. Welcome. Paul's trying to fix technology we got a lot of technology issues today. Paul, artificial intelligence. Here we are mid-year 2026. Amy was just talking about doing an analysis. Do you think artificial intelligence has anything to do with helping or hurting the market and real estate agents and analytics and all of that stuff?
Well, it definitely plays a large factor in people going to it as the source of truth for whatever question they have related to their real estate transaction. Most of your homeowners, buyers, anybody or renters are going to ChatGPT and asking, how does its analysis compare to your price that you put out there? So that can cause a lot of hesitation, and most people don't understand the limitations of artificial intelligence. So a lot of people will go to ChatGPT and believe that value to be accurate when it's depending on the state that you're in, that value could be closer to the truth or could be further away. Like in our Rise and Thrive community, we have a couple of people from different states on there, and the biggest factor that applies to that is if you're in a non-disclosure state or a disclosure state. Texas is a non-disclosure state, so that value that you're going to get back from ChatGPT, Gemini, Google, or any of those places is not going to be as accurate as it would be in a disclosure state. So, I mean, we go over that. I mean, and if you don't necessarily understand what that means, it's when a home sells in the state of Texas, we do not require to put that exact sold price in public as far as public data goes. But if you're in a disclosure state where if your home sold for 400,000 exactly, then that will be put in public information, which artificial intelligence, unless you give it access to your private portals, it can't see that information. So I will say that it can help or hurt depending on the agent. Just like our agents or anybody that has gone to any trainings that we've given, we clearly show them how to break down that information so they can be upfront with the sellers and buyers on exactly the limitations or capabilities of their AI.
Amy, do you hear any of this like crackling?
I do.
I'm glad Amy can't. I hope no one else can, because it sounds like I have like a bunch of bugs in my speaker. It's like, that's why I'm like, what is going on over there? Okay.
If anybody that's watching right now, if y'all can hear that feedback, please just say something in the comments. We'd appreciate it.
Well, if Amy can't, though, then I'm thinking they can't either.
No, y'all both sound very clear.
Okay, now I want to shift gears a little bit. Now it's June 1. You've seen, and that when I was talking to John last week off the air, we were talking about some of these mergers and acquisitions. And, you know, when we saw Compass acquire Anywhere and bought all those brokerages, then Compass announced they're the largest brokerage in the nation, 340,000 agents, right? And at the time, that number was accurate because that was the agent count from all the brokerages. Well, I don't know what the agent count is today on that because I haven't been following it, but certainly there's attrition. There's some more that joined and there's some that have left. So, but just say it's still right around that number, which is still the number one agent count wise brokerage in the nation. When you look at, when you look at these mergers and acquisitions, because when you start seeing things like when Real acquired Remax, like, holy crap. And I remember we did a show like that same day. It's like, dang, did not see that one coming. Well, like John and I was talking about off the record, I said, that's interesting because that was a big play for Real, even though Remax has $550 million in debt and Real was running in debt. So basically it's two companies just brought their big debts together, but it was agent count because Real wasn't growing super fast. They're growing, but Real has some challenges and everyone knows that. And Remax, of course, has been a dying breed. Everyone has said that for a couple of years now. It's like a dinosaur. So when you look at that one, well, when they acquired Remax, they acquired 140,000 agents globally with the Remax name. And of course, Remax is one of the largest known brokerages in the nation. So for recognition wise, smart play. But like John and I were talking about, it's like, okay, well, that's interesting because obviously very clear it's agent count. Like he with the most agents wins. And you think of it like that because you got market share and you've got listings and you've got, if these agents are producing, which of course we know most of them are not. But in the Real Remax thing, like I told John, I said, it'll be interesting how that one pans out because we know that a lot of the Remax agents are old school. They don't believe in the rev share way. They like things the old school way. And so will they stay? And none of us know like what's written in the fine lines and the details of these mergers and acquisitions, like because certainly they're not going to be able just to continue marketing themselves as Remax agents forever. Eventually that brand is going to die off. And the Anywhere brand, the same thing. Like eventually they're all going to, I'm certain, have to become Compass agents or market the Compass brand. Well, then you had EXP almost right behind the Real and Remax merger. EXP and oh my gosh, James Dwiggins' company, his brain lost it. NextHome, and we were talking about that. And okay, when you look at that, and we know the EXP model because we both were there for years. And Leo is smart as crap, CEO of EXP, so smart. He's one of the most highly recognized brains in our industry. I think he's incredibly smart, and they're blessed to have him. But then when you look at the models, like when you look at Real and Remax, two completely different models trying to blend together. Same thing with EXP and NextHome, because NextHome is a franchise model and EXP is not. And I told John, I was like, it's so interesting to me because when I look at EXP, and of course, because we were there, I think of EXP as the one of the brands or one of the companies that has a lot of high producing teams, definitely a lot of high producing teams and high producing people. And of course, with us, with Realty of America, that is what our vision is. And we have the foundation built with a bunch of high producing people and teams coming now. And I said, Next Home was not that. Next Home was the franchise model and not known for a bunch of high producing teams and high producing agents, really. James DeWiggins is smart as crap and love him, have mad respect for him. But now, and I told John this, I said, it's almost like, because LPT, as you know, LPT has a rev share model or a flat fee discount model. And I told John, I go, it's almost like EXP just jumped into the same pond as LPT so that they can be, you can either be the rev share model or you can go the franchise model. And I thought that was an odd mix because forever EXP has been saying, the franchise model is dead. What's your thoughts on all that, Amy?
Sorry, Paul had me muted. Is that better, Paul?
I think he's trying to control the bug noise.
Does that help?
You're muted, Paul, too.
All right. So Tricia, say something really quick.
Can you hear me?
I think it's feedback from the bottom of the Amy's phone of it coming back, because when she muted, we didn't hear the feedback.
Okay. Amy, what's your thoughts on everything I just said?
Paul, you have me so distracted with being muted.
Sorry.
EXP Homes, the Home Smart Next Home merger.
Yes, I heard you. All the mergers and how they're all different and how it's disrupting everything.
Yeah.
I think that people, and when I say people, I mean entities. So different companies are feeling the market struggle. And I think that sometimes when you feel a struggle, you think, how can I pivot and do something different? And maybe I need to bring in more leaders. Maybe we need to combine our forces because we're better together. So instead of being, I'm just a small franchise model, or I'm a newer iCloud company, they're thinking, hey, let's learn from people that maybe have been in a business longer. They've done business different, and let's just try to get some ideas flowing. And for some reason, they seem to think that the power is in the numbers. And maybe that's true. Maybe it is. It's all about, hey, whoever's the biggest will be the best. But I think right now, this whole year, it's the year of merger.
It is.
Merger and acquisition, like who can acquire who can merge with who can, pivot and shock the hell out of people when they're an iCloud company or a cloud company. And then we're going to combine with a franchise model. It's like, what in the world is happening? It's just that none of it makes sense, but I'm sure there's big reasons behind those strategic moves.
I could tell you one of the big ones, and that is how AI is affecting the world. A lot of these large companies that have been around for a very long time, they have technology and they have a lot of resources that they've had, and they've pretty much had a corner on the market. Well, with the advancements in artificial intelligence, one person or really three people can recreate everything that these large scale operations are doing. So the easiest way for them to fight these smaller entities or startups that come around is to merge their resources with another company or entity that has similar resources, combine them and try to demolish all the startups. But with artificial intelligence, whatever you do, no matter what mergers you have or acquisitions you do, it's only 2 seconds from somebody studying what you've done, recreating it, and creating a startup that they would end up purchasing. So that is a big disruptor, I will say, that has led to a lot of acquisitions in the tech world and potentially in the real estate world.
Well, it's crazy because, like John and I were talking about, okay, well, then who's next? Because we know there's only a couple of big players left, like Berkshire Hathaway. Where do they go? What happens? Because they're old school too. Who gets them?
That
Like,
feedback is
I don't know.
dying.
And crazy, John said something like this. And remember when we were at Inman, New York, so January, Ryan Serhant from the stage said, and I don't remember what his timeline was. Was it in 5 years or something like that? He said there'll just be 2 big brokerages, Serhant and one other. Well, when you look at Compass and the way Compass is growing by agent count, why? Like, what doesn't make sense to me? And Robert Refkin's clearly smart and he's a fighter. Like, he's taking on the MLSs. He's going to create his own national MLS. He said, like, he's taking on Zillow. He definitely is not afraid. He is not backing down. And now he's got people like jumping on the bandwagon with him, which more power to him. Like, fight. But at the end of the day, like, it's not okay, in my opinion, that sellers list their home with a Compass agent and their home's not on Zillow, because we all know that Zillow is the #1 search engine. We've talked to many sellers now that have a Compass agent and their home is not on Zillow, and they're quite bothered by it because they need to sell. And when you go on Zillow, it shows their home is not for sale when it really is. So that's a problem. So I don't agree with them on that. But when you look at what the Compass model is, there's no cap for these agents. So they're going in, and I'm certain and I don't know because I'm not there, but I've heard that there's different splits, because it was, 70-30 split for a long time with no cap. Now I've heard there's different ones, of course, because now there's a bunch of different models in there, but there's still no cap. And so these agents are in there for whatever their term is, and there's no cap in sight. Whereas with us, it's $14,000 a year. And of course, we actually get paid for being at Realty America because revenue share. So that's a whole nother story. But I don't understand the agents going to a company that is not revenue share. Amy, am I missing something?
No, I think really they just
Now
don't.
Amy's silent, huh? Do you hear Amy, Paul?
I can hear you. I think.
Can you hear her, Paul?
Yes.
My speaker's off
then. You can't hear me?
I can't hear you. Let me find a speaker that works. Hold on. Paul had shut my speaker off.
Can you hear me?
Keep talking.
Go ahead, Amy.
So I think this is just the year of disruption. It's like so many things that just don't make sense. And sometimes I think that people, they want to move fast, and AI moves very fast. And sometimes I think you have to slow down and study things and not move so fast, right? I think these agents, the ones that are jumping over to whatever shiny model they see, maybe there's lots of loud ads. They're not slowing down and actually processing what's right for their family and to create leverage and legacy for their future. They're just going, hey, this is the commercial I keep seeing. This is the guy who keeps popping up in my text messages. And so sometimes, the squeaky wheel
gets the oil.
It gets the oil, but you shouldn't just want something that's squeaky, right? You should actually want quality. And so I think people need to take a deep breath, step back, and actually process what's going on and pay attention to the different types of models there are, draw out pros and cons, talk to people that they respect, and treat it like a business and not like it's a circus. So they're just going to jump on the next shiny ride. What's your opinion, Paul?
No, I got nothing. So y'all gonna have to run with it.
Okay. Well, after I say this, I'm gonna run over there and get her microphone on. I 100% agree with you, Amy. And it's not only just, it's in brokerages, it's in everything in the world. The expert marketer gets the attention. And so, Tricia, every time somebody from the Rise and Thrive community or Tricia or anybody that I talk to, they all ask me the same question. and it's about AI. And they say, well, what's the best model? I keep hearing Claude. Tricia went to a big conference and they came back. She came back telling me that they said, you have to use Claude. Claude is it, and everything else is stupid. And in actuality, it's not. All of the models that people use can accomplish the same task. Some may require less steps. Some may respond back to you in a different way, but they all accomplish the same task. So if you understand, if you really are looking into something, and not just accepting whatever the marketer or the squeaky wheel is saying to you, then you might be onto something that can change your life. The biggest thing, when Tricia was talking earlier about the whole Compass thing, the part that blows my mind is not necessarily about the agent. It's about the homeowner that lists their home with the Compass agent. Tricia has she sometimes works with buyers if she really feels inclined to. But she was working with a buyer recently, and she was searching for this young lady a home, a very nice home that fit everything that she was interested in. And they got to the point where they were pretty much going to have to stop the search because there were no homes there. And so Tricia and I had a little conversation, and I said, you know what? Go look on Compass's website. And so she went and looked on Compass website, and then she found she found a couple of listings. If we wouldn't have sat there and said, well, why not go check Compass? Those homeowners' homes would have never been looked at, ever. Not ever. You just reduced yourself from all the visibility you could have had on your listing just because somebody marketed you and told you that they had the best brand. So it's all about going deep and paying attention to who and what you're paying attention to, and not just following whoever makes something look pretty or sound pretty.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, well, yay. I can hear just like I don't know what's going on today, but something is in the air in technology world for me. But I wanted to say I heard everything y'all said, like as intently as I could. Top Agent Playbook is coming up, Amy. And I think this is like super important because today is June 1st. And if everything that I read and I've heard now these stats, it's true that the second half of our year is going to be really good or really bad, depending on your activities and who you're paying attention to and what you're doing. Top Agent Playbook is coming this month. And for you guys that pay attention to the training that we do, all the stuff that we do, we did last year, it was called something else, but because of some trademark thing, we're not allowed to say that word anymore, but we did it all year long. And we did it every month. Well, we've renamed it. It's Top Agent Playbook. And we're not doing it every month because we have other things that we're doing to help you guys grow your business. So it's every other month and it's still rotating. So this month, June, it's the third Wednesday of the month, of course, always. That's the 17th. And it's in the West Houston area. So we're going to do it at a barbecue place. So you guys and it's free, and your food is free. It's at Rudy's Barbecue, which is on I-10 between like the Grand Parkway and Mason. So it'd be on the south side of I-10, right there on I-10. Can't miss it. We have a big room in the back. So we've got probably enough seats for 50, which is our target. And you're going to be able to come and learn from 11 to 1 from Amy, myself, Paul, Maggie, and we're bringing in our good friend Camille, who, if you guys don't know who Camille is, or some of you have seen her and you're like, I want to learn more. She is like the queen of subject twos. And so she does all things non-traditional real estate, even though she is with us at Realty of America, licensed now. So super excited. Amy, have you thought about what your segment will be on this month? You want to share?
My segment is going to be on pivoting in summer when it's a non-traditional year, because I do work with a lot of buyers, and really having those buyers analyze, having them look at the market through my eyes, which now is different. It's different than it ever has been, because when I'm with buyers, I'm like, okay, this one's been on the market for 122 days. This one's been on the market and had 3 price reductions. So we're going into it with strategic purchasing. So I'll be talking a lot about strategic purchasing and how to turn renters into buyers, because at this point they might as well, rents are going up so much, they might as well take that down payment for their lease and turn it into a down payment for a purchase.
I think because it is mid-year, and the market has just been so stinking weird, I think it'll be great for what you're going to teach. We don't know what Maggie's doing. We really don't know what Camille's doing either, because we just let Camille do what Camille does, because she's always teaching something that is like, that was freaking awesome. I always teach on listings, of course. And Amy told you guys what she's seeing on the north side in regards to home values and people maybe not being able to sell. We're seeing the same thing here on the west side. We have several people that we've talked to that are like, I'm sorry, like these are the numbers. And then when you factor in any kind of a fee, like even if we waive all of our fee, you're still gonna have the cost of selling your home. And there's just nothing there. And so we've even talked to some homeowners where we're like, the rental market is also saturated in your area. We can try to list it for sale and for rent. And maybe if we can get it for rent for even close to what your mortgage is, you're going to have to pay the difference. Maybe it's $200 or $300 a month, but it's better than a foreclosure. And I think in this segment in June at our Top Agent Playbook, I'll start showing more of that, because I said something on a video last week. I was doing a pricing video, and I was showing a homeowner where their numbers are not what they think they are. And there was like 10 active listings in this certain neighborhood. And of the 10, days on market were long. And of the 10 active, only 2 were actually priced right. The other 8 were way overpriced. And then when I went to what are homes actually selling for in that market and going under contract for, it was nothing and nowhere near where these active listings are. And I said in this video, I said, I don't know where these agents, like who's driving that car? Who said the home was worth that? Is it the agent is being misguided, or is it the homeowner saying, this is what I need and this is what I believe? And the agent's like, okay, you're the boss. I don't know, but we in the real estate space have got to get control of that, because and then of course, when you finally get them to price right, because they fail to sell, it looks like they did a price reduction of, $50,000 or $60,000. And they did, but not because they're desperate, because they were overpriced in the beginning. Makes sense? Mm-hmm. That's one of our biggest problems, y'all.
I agree.
Paul has to translate, because I have no sound over here.
Fun fact about Tricia Turner. When you can be the expert when it comes to technology, but when she touches a computer, if it's outside of running value or anything associated with a listing or a real estate transaction, things just fall apart. I don't get it.
I don't know what it is. It's fine. Paul, do you know what you're going to be teaching at the segment on June 17th? And then we'll wrap from there. We'll go into last thoughts, and then we'll wrap. Since my sound's like limited over here. I'm handicapped.
Yeah. So there's a lot happening in the world of artificial intelligence. A lot happening really fast. There's a lot of things that I wish I could show everybody at Power Agent Playbook, but 20 minutes is not enough time to do it. There's a huge upgrade that they just did with Codex as far as getting it integrated into your actual Windows computers for now, also into your Chrome browser. And what that does is it can execute a lot of admin tasks that you have to do on your own to get really more efficient with your time. And it's awesome for if a salesperson understands how to utilize that to do your admin tasks for you, you can free up so much more time for you to prospect, for you to actually generate revenue, for you to utilize these resources for. But what I'm going to go over during this Power Agent Playbook is
Top
not
agent playbook.
yes, this Top Agent Playbook. What I'm going to go over is not necessarily how to implement codecs to do things, but I'm going to show you how to get it to do market research for you and give you data that you could then utilize to take to present the information to do these tasks efficiently, to where something that would normally take you 2 to 3 hours to accomplish can take you 10 to 15 minutes. And so that's what I'm going to show everybody within 20 minutes. And I do recommend that y'all bring 2 shots or maybe 3 shots of espresso with you, because it's going to be more.
Well, maybe, Paul, you're going to have to do a webinar after that to talk about this codex stuff and show people like really what they can do with it and walk them through it.
It's super cool. The first thing that OpenAI, and OpenAI is just the one that I choose to use. You're more than welcome to use Claude, Gemini, Grok, any one of those that you resonate with the best. Whenever I teach how to prompt. I teach how to work with artificial intelligence to where you understand it and it understands you. So any way it goes, you can use it for all of them. They all do the same thing. I don't care who told you that this model is the best over that model. They're full of crap. And if you want to fight me, come fight me. But they all can do the same thing. And if you utilize them the right way, you'll be fine. But what I was saying earlier is about when OpenAI first came out with their agent model that could perform tasks for you, it was the Atlas browser. The Atlas browser is amazing. It does a lot of things for me. It helps me knock down a lot of my tasks when I'm doing work for 5 people, that I can just let it run while I give it instructions. But Codex is a degree heavier than that. It does complex tasks. It can code for you. It can do all kinds of amazing things, and it's going to be more accurate. So so much going on. I'm so excited about it. This is the day and age to live in when it comes to evolving mentally as a human being.
Love it. Okay, you guys. Amy, final thoughts before we shut down this my silent world over here.
Final thoughts are pay attention to who you're paying attention to and do your research before you jump to the newest shiny model. Do the research, because people simply need to understand the power and the leverage that RevShare brings. If you haven't taken a moment to understand what that means, it bought me a lake house. It pays for people's car payments. It pays off credit card debt. It is life changing. So people, research RevShare. That's my best advice.
Love that. Paul, final thoughts?
I wish that I could wave a magic wand to fix all your technical difficulties that you have with technology, but not possible. My final thoughts 100% are exactly what Amy said. Pay attention to who you're paying attention to is very important. Just because somebody tells you that they have the magic pill or they have it all figured out, I want you to look them dead in their eyes and tell them they're full of crap, and come listen to us at Top Agent Playbook. And I promise you, you will find yourself around the right group of people that are moving in the right direction.
Love it. And you guys, next week, we'll have I won't have any sound issues. I'm just going to declare that and put that out there. No more. So tune in Monday, 12 p.m. ish Central Standard Time. And of course, mark your calendars, June 17th, Rudy's Barbecue on I-10. You'll see it launched probably in about 2 hours. We haven't launched the event yet. It will launch. And again, there's only spots for 50, and it's going to be barbecue, and it's free. And you're going to get an amazing workshop with 5 of us instead of 4 in 2 hours plus food. So watch for that. You guys have an awesome day. Real estate agents, price them right. Bye, you guys. Bye, y'all.